300 for airspeed. That's pretty cool. This is by far your favorite Beam stream? We can play more Beam. I like Beam. It's fun. I enjoy it. I enjoy messing with the engineering. It's a good time. It's like playing engineering mode in Kerbal. There really isn't much space news, guys. So I'll take a short break. We'll do some space news, and then we'll move over into KSP, okay? Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'll just follow the schedule. We'll switch this over to Scientech, see if there's anything new. And I mean, I don't think there is. I would have seen it. I brushed through before I started the stream today. If there ain't much, and we're just talking about different space things and not necessarily reporting the news, I'm just going to switch this to Kerbal. Okay, so I'll be back in probably about, I don't know, 5 minutes. I'll see you then. Don't go anywhere. Still got plenty of stream left. All right, let's go. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep this pretty brief because I want to go. I actually want to go play Kerbal. I want to just button up the launch pad, and then I actually, guys, I'll be honest with you. Just a quick thing about Kerbal. I don't think that the hot fix for Kerbal is coming out anytime soon. Like, don't you think they would have hot fixed it by now? If it was, I don't think 11 or 1.12.2 is going to, like, with the ground anchors and anything. I don't think it's gonna, like, because like with the first hot fix that came out, right? That was a quick one, and now that one came out like real fast, and then the other one isn't gonna come out. Or the other one, you think it would have came out like a couple of days later, but it didn't. So I think that they're waiting. Are we doing 5 hours of rocket review? No. So if my gut's telling me that, then that means we're gonna have to keep. That means. Look, okay. So let me put it to you like this: if the hotfix doesn't come out by next week, there's no way I'm going to get the SSTOs done. So we're gonna have to. I think we should start finding other ways to do it temporarily in the meantime. Because without the docking port, without docking port struts, none of my vehicles work. None of them work. We'd have to run struts everywhere, which we can do. That's possible. But I don't know, Hired. I think we should. That should be pending. Putting the deadline on hold or not should be pending what we think we can get away with Kerbal Construction. Kerbal Construction struts will get around that. Or we could roll back. Rolling back might work too. What's borked with the version? Auto struts don't go through docking ports anymore, Barak. And I have a good word. I have a good word that it's coming in in one of the hot fixes for 11 or 1.12. Yeah. I think they may have ran into more problems. And don't get me wrong, I haven't talked to anybody about this, but you'd think that they would be quick to get the hotfix out. So I thought it would have came out by now. So it's kind of tentative, I suppose. I'm thinking roll back, Hired. Yeah, I might roll back. There's not much that, I mean, except for the Cove launch site, but I ain't using that anytime soon. Give me 1 second. I gotta talk to Bree for a second. So I might roll back. I mean, we won't have the Cove and we won't have the anomalies, and that kind of sucks, but all right. Yeah, I think rolling back is the right move. All right, so see last when you're not talking about KSP. Have you seen this? What's this? Mars First Logistics. Oh, jeez. Physics-based open-world simulation game where you design, build, and control your own mechanical creations to deliver important cargo between colony stations on Mars. Neat. Yeah, that's right, Hired. We only found 2 anomalies anyway, and one of them was already in the game. So, like, in terms of the other launch sites, I'm not too concerned about it. All right, so let's jump into the space news and we'll go. So this is we'll go over to Russia here for a second. This is coming from Katya Pavlushenko. Let's see what she's up to. According to sources, the fairing was removed from the Nauka module. It took the specialists 1 day to decide whether they could fix the problem without removing the fairing, and they considered it necessary. The new launch date is not determined yet. I talked with the specialists about this issue. They believe the absence of the thermal vacuum. They believe the absence of the thermal vacuum isolation would most likely not have damaged the sensors, but no one wanted to be responsible if something happened to them. So there was the thing about Nauka the other day that where people were pointing out that the star sensors were exposed. I missed one? What did I miss? I don't... Oh, okay. That's not what I just copied, but alright. We can, I mean, that's over there already. Let's see. Whoop, 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 whoop. 3 videos from Rogozan. Alright, so they're not sure, like, so, okay, here's what happened. I'll bring you up to speed. Nauka was encapsulated the other day. This is a module that the Russians want to launch to the ISS. They put it inside of the fairing, and then they shipped it off to get fueled up because it has onboard RCS, right? And then, when they were fueling, somebody's found something somewhere, and then they said, nah, never mind. And they sent it back to processing, and they took it out of the fairing. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, it delayed the launch for sure, and we don't know I'm not sure what's going on here. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or they'll figure it out. And as soon as I have anything for you, I'll tell you. All right, next thing here. What's this? Oh, these are supposed to be in order. All right, so that goes there, that goes there. All right, so let's take a look. So this is kind of launch procedures for Vostochny from what it looks like. Oh, it's just a fully fueled Soyuz. Whatever. It's fine. That's pretty cool, actually. I don't know about you guys. Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
I have it open already. That's pretty cool. Alright, what's the next one? So that one was an hour and a half before the start. The rocket's inside of the mobile service tower. Tipsy, 25-month resub. What? Whoa. Whoa, whoa. What is happening here? Their service gantry is retracting. Okay. Dude, what? What? The whole thing retracts into the pad? That's so freaking legit, dude. And then they got the blast shield up right there. That's a long way down. That's a long way down, dudes. Oh, man. Yeah, Kem. Yeah, that's what I mean about putting the frickin'... You know, you guys put the GSE in the pad underground. There you go. It's not fueling in progress, Make. It's already fueled. The rocket's pretty safe when it's fully fueled. It's about as safe as it is when it has no fuel in it, seriously. It's when you're fueling it, the process of fueling it up, that's when it gets a little nuts. Dude, I didn't know that it did this. That's really freaking cool. It's just chilling on it. Like, yeah, what up? Oh, that's so legit. That's so freaking cool. Look, there's some coking right there from the rocket engines. Another thing to notice is that right where the exhaust hits the deflector, right? Where the exhaust hits the deflector, it burns all the paint off. So it exposes the steel, so the steel gets a little rusty. It flash rusts. However, parts out here where the unburnt kerosene and stuff finds its way and seats on it, it protects the paint, just like it does on Falcon 9, because they're using similar propellants. How cold is it? You'd feel it right here. You'd feel it. That's flash rusting, guys. Fuel's dripping, not a big deal. It's probably just water from the condensation dripping down there. I doubt it's fuel. See the marks? Oh, that's so freaking cool. You really only would need a jacket when you're, like, touching the thing. Like, when you get really up close. Thermal transfer doesn't work like that. That's freaking cool. Alright, third video. Let's see. Mobile service tower retract. MST, the mobile service tower design chem is far superior to the twin rotating service structures. This is a way better design. Any plans for playing KSP tonight? I'm gonna keep Space News brief, Dead Crew, yep. Is that rust or is it just clean? It'll probably blow the rust off of it, Blue Lin. That's my guess. It'll probably... rocket engines are abrasive, like sandblasting. So I'm guessing it probably cleans it every time they fire it. And then it just flash rusts back. Oh, that's freaking gnarly, dude. Like, okay, I say it doesn't look like it's a long way down, but once again, scale is the judge here. That's about 20 stories. Well, nah, maybe 10. So, 30, 40 meters? That's a long way. We don't know how they do it for Angara. It might look a little bit different from Plesetsk. Yeah, maybe. Yep, see, mobile service gantry retracting. Flash Rust, dibs on the band name? Hell yeah, I got you. My band's Supersonic Retro Propulsion. That's mine. There's a good question. How is that thing being held over the flame trench? Soyuz's hold down points aren't at the bottom of the rocket. They're up here. They're attached to the second stage. The second stage being, in Western nomenclature, that's called the core stage. So you have your side boosters and you have the core stage. The Russians call the outer three boosters, or the outer four boosters, the third stage, or first stage. The center core is the second stage, and then the third stage up there is the stage on top of it is the third stage. The hold down points are actually attached to the second stage. Soyuz kind of hangs there. Oh, you're in Tim's band? Wait, what? Yeah, like I said, rockets when they're fully fueled, pretty safe. It's really not a big deal. It's when you're filling them up and changing the temperature and changing the pressure inside of the tanks. That's called going through transients. Going through transients like that, that's the dangerous part. Once it's fueled, you're fine. I mean, I wouldn't suggest going and hitting this thing with a hammer or anything, but I wouldn't suggest doing that when it doesn't have fuel in it either. Oh, earlier about the same time as you. Alright, Apogee then. We'll start a progressive rock band and we'll call it Apogee. Or Apohelion. You historically use solids as boosters. Well, the Russians use liquid engines, therefore it feels more right to call it as a separate stage. I suppose. Oh, come on, man. I wanted more of that. That's pretty awesome. So this is from the OneWeb launch from the other day, but it's still really cool. This one is my favorite. This is ridiculous. Seeing the service gantry retract, I didn't know that it did that. I thought it like folded down, or I didn't realize that they just retract the whole plate. That's actually really cool. And like I said, that's a long way down. Here, hold on. I can show you. Soyuz has a very open flame trench. Here, there's a good shot. That gets the point across. So that's where that shot was taken, and down here is where the ground is. Isn't SLS supposed to get liquid rocket fuel? Yeah, nothing's on the books, Kralani. That's one of the things that they could do. It's pretty rad. It's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, see, that's a long drop, dude. Down to the bottom. Check this out. Okay. Or I could just go to this site that's irrelevant. Cool, sweet. Yeah, see? That's a long way. Yeah, you know what? It's not that bad. I said 10 stories. The one at Baikonur is about that. This doesn't look to be that tall. Maybe 5 stories, but still. 5-story building. That's... I like it. It's sharp. Yeah, sure, Van. That's fine. Cool. I mean, it'll kill you. I wouldn't fall off of it, dead crew. At worst, you could slide down the trench. Maybe when it snows. I mean, this would be a pretty sweet sledding hill. You'd get a lot of speed really fast, man. All right, let's keep going. So I'm just gonna go right to the Starship stuff. There is some small stuff with Japan launching their Momo rocket, which is a commercial small-sat launcher from Japan. And then the Chinese launched a Long March 2 the other day. And there's actually some pretty dope footage of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's pretty good. It's really close. They let someone go real close to the dang thing. I don't know where it is. So the last Momo flight got to 99 kilometers. Interesting, this happening a week before the Virgin flight. Probably Pone Sister. I'm trying to find the... Hold on. Give me 1 second, dudes. There, I mean, like I said, it's pretty cool. It's pretty close. It's neat, but it's still an inland launch site, so we know what comes with that. Yeah, here, check this footage out. It's pretty gnarly how close it is. Like, that's less than a mile, guys. That's real close. Fairing covers, if you're asking. Yes, it looks bizarre, but that's normal. Hey, just got off work. What I missed? No, not much, King. At Sichuan, people get closer. Yeah, man, no, I know. And so Long March 2 is a 2-stage hypergol rocket. It's a small sat, well, not a small sat launcher. It's, Raph, what is it, if I'm remembering right? It's like a Antares or a Vega, somewhere in there. It's not big, but it's not small either. It's not a small sat launcher, but it's not medium duty. It's like halfway in between. I mean, it's still kind of cool how close. I mean, it's hypergulls too, but it still is pretty rad. Like that's, dude, I'd watch one that close. Like if I could get to Falcon, like if I could watch Falcon 9 this close, I'd do it. It would. I'd wear hearing protection, but I'd still do it. Yeah, somewhere around there, Raja. Yeah. Oh, not around a hypergall booster. I would not be that close to this. No, not that one. Not this one. No. Hypergulls. No, bad. Bad. Once again, still pretty cool. Alright, so let's move over to Starship stuff. Chris B just posted this a second ago. Another Raptor showed up right there, and it has a name. This footage is, this picture is coming from NASA spaceflight. Mary, Boca Chica gal, took this. Hello, my name is Boost. Hi, Boost. Cough, sitting at a desk near rocket engine testing during the workday. Cough. No, we all can't be as cool as you, Dev. Jesus. What is my purpose? You boost things. Oh, God, Mason, they got the decoy engines. I would like to ask SpaceX, what's the green nozzle for? The green? It's... They may have changed the material, T-Man. So, like, this is not one particular type of metal, okay? It's alloys. There's alloys everywhere in this design. And that's why I'm like... I don't know what it is. It's something, and usually when you... It's some kind of metal. It's a metal mixture, or a metal alloy. There's all kinds of stuff in there. There's Inconel, which is an alloy, which is... Alloys are when you take metals and you combine them together to get it to do something that you want. Like Falcon 9 is aluminum lithium. It's not straight aluminum. It's aluminum with lithium infused into it. It's an alloy. That rocket motor, it's green. Copper is green, so they put more copper in there. That's my guess. I have no idea why. Maybe for heating. I have no idea. Oh, I got that. What doing, mate? Don't you made out of the Cotswolds yet? Made out of the Cotswolds, mate. You go buy something from Diddley Squat. Made it out there yet, mate? So that's my guess. I mean, that aluminum lithium has to be insanely soft. It does have a nice patina to it, yes. Yeah, it could be the image, but we've had multiple pictures, Mycon. We know it's green. Something goes green like this. That's indicative of copper. Copper rusts green. I guess it's not rust. What is copper corrode or does it oxidize? I forget. Can confirm that they are green. There you go. Copper oxide, so it oxidizes. So it is rust. Okay, cool. Hi, my name is Boosted. I'm a hypergolic. Wait, what? We were just messing with Boost and Beam. Cool. So, yeah, there you go. She's a beast. Not necessarily some nickel alloys are green. Higher res from the forums. Okay. I don't know. There's not really much else to see here, but alright. I like Boost. But more pixels equals gooder. Sure. Yeah, see, these parts are all cast, man. They're casting the heck out of these things. Look at all the casting marks on it. See these little like things on the side? Those are all casting marks. Interesting. Why more pixel when less pixel do trick? Also delivered were RB4 and Raptor SN79. Yikes. It's amazing how much they've simplified this design since we first started seeing them, Thomas. Remember the original Raptor? Remember how many sensors that thing had on it? It looked like a spider web. Back in my day, we didn't even have pixels. We had film. I don't know, Forge. What's the plural of boostesses? Yeah, right, Grab Shark? Yeah. Boost eye. Yeah. Boost this eyes. Boost eyes? Moon eyes? Chicken. No, pigs. Apples. Very small rocks. Yeah, moon eyes, man. Cool. Alright. So, we got another picture from RGV aerial over here. And it's of the launch site. So, we can see, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yikes. 7 segments installed on the tower. And they got that ring installed on the launch table. A duck. Exactly. Yeah, I know, Thomas. It's pretty crazy. Rasta crane. Nice. Tokal sandan digi crane driver. No. G.I. Joe. You got to watch BN3 roll during work this week. It's pretty crazy how big it is, Devlin. It's nuts, man. It's a monster. Look at that monster. I love how Pad B is a parking lot. See, chat? This is how you do launch pad parking lots, okay? That's how you do it. You don't just say that your frigging driveway is a launch pad and then never use it. Okay? That's how you do launch pad parking lots, okay? Segment 8 is shorter, right? Yep, that's correct. Alright? Alright? That's how you do launch pad parking lots. You actually build a launch pad and then you make it a parking lot after. It looks like... Wait, hold on. It looks like we got another thing from RGV. Holy shnikes. Whoa. Imagine being parked in that. It'd be a pretty cool parking spot for Lauren. I'm not going to lie. Oh, they photoshopped the launch table on there. And Booster 3 with SN15 on top of it. So that's nuts. Are you kidding? Oh my god. That's such a cool picture. I mean, and SpaceX wants to basically get it like this sometime in the next couple of months, dude. What a unit. Fire me up. That's crazy. It's nuts. Months. Yeah, I'm keeping it arbitrary, Devlin, and I'm not getting my hopes up for this month. I'm thinking late August at this point. The pad's nowhere near finished. That's going to be the big one to overcome. It's as tall as the crane. Yep. Didn't Photoshop the tower. SpaceX probably isn't even applying for permits right now, dudes. Why? Why would you even do that right now? The pad isn't even close to finished. Yeah, I know. It's a little strange, but hey, whatever. Dude, I don't They gotta have a flame trench on this thing, man. It's gotta be a flame trench. Yeah, exactly, Smirks. We're not even close. It's not even close. Not even a judgment call. We're nowhere near. This is nowhere near finished. It looks nice though, and this Photoshop does look pretty sweet. But yeah, it's nowhere near finished. Oh, and also the first part of Ship 20 was moved into the mid bay. Cool, cool. Well, they did, and they need to finish the environmental assessment for Boker. Deadlines are listed in hours. Crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, see, that is 15. See the tiles? Yeah, it's 15. Nuts. So cool. Alright, let's see. Here's just a... This is just a regular picture of the pad. Booster 3 is over on pad A. This thing is over here right now. This, however, is looking closer and closer to being finished. It's obviously not, because you're missing some parts, but... It's getting there. Still be funny if it flies before SLS. Cam, I think it will. It'll probably fly before SLS. But SLS is going to be a lot more complete than this thing is. That's for sure. There's the landing site. Can you believe that a Starship actually landed right here? 15 landed. Right there. It's pretty nuts. I still don't get why they place this shell right over an empty spot. Yeah, I don't know. Not in regular people's eyes. I mean, alright. There's what people think, Kim, and then there's the truth. That's why I do what I do here, because, you know, why would that be important, right? So that's the powerhouse over there. This is a heat exchanger. Oh, that's on both sides. It gets a bit Monka if Super Heavy decides to pull an N1. Yeah. Yeah, Hellfish, that's true. Yeah, the Orion is just a payload for it, I guess, huh? And so is the ICPS, for what it's worth. They didn't finish the heat exchangers over here, but this is looking a lot more fleshed out than the last time I looked at the pad from here. It looks like they were putting in another dirt berm. From some NSF footage to put in another berm over there. Hey, Wildland, what's going on? Last note on the GSE. So about the GSE tanks. Isn't it a bit strange how GSE 3 has been sitting in the buildings for like a month now and they scrapped 4 issues, possibly? I don't know, man.
Listen, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Nice. Thanks for the tip. Let's see.
Discovery, go at throttle.
Hey, extending his 13-month resub. Why? What could be so complicated with it? Thomas, in Motorkit, I'm not sure. I mean, they wouldn't... If there was something wrong with these things, they wouldn't build the rest... They wouldn't keep building the rest of the stuff out, right? I'm thinking they're just trying to go... They can only close the road. They can only close the road for so many times during the week, right? To move stuff down here. And I think they expedited the tower, if you really want my honest opinion. I don't think that they're going... I don't think there's anything wrong with GSE because they would have stopped building that. Is that the final tower configuration? No, Pops. It's going to have another segment on it, but the segment is going to be 2/3 the size. So the top of the tower is going to be up here. But there's going to be a lightning rod on it too. Here, look at this picture. This is a Photoshop from RGV showing the Photoshop launch table, Photoshop pad with Booster 3, and then SN15 on top of it. This is a fake picture. It looks good. It looks right, but the lighting doesn't match. This, see, if you can see where SN-15's nose is, see that? See what I'm talking about? Tower can't be shorter than the launch vehicle. That's usually a bad idea. So, the top of the tower is pretty much going to be about where the top of the crane is. They lowered the boom on power boom on the crane, on the power slave. They lowered it to extend it. Full SDW configuration, so 200 meter height, which is pretty nuts. Hey, Casper. Crazy to think that Starship alone is as tall as a high-rise building. Yeah, I mean, Falcon 9's 22 stories tall, my dude. But 22 stories, Casper, is here. So this thing is 35. 35 stories. Somewhere around there. 36-story building, which is just, okay. You live on the 21st. So you're right around here. Pretty nuts, dude. Hi, by the way. How are you, man? We've seen them move tower segments and cryo shells right behind one another, so that's not really an issue. I don't know, Thomas. Maybe they're focusing on something else. I don't know. They wouldn't keep building out here if that wasn't the case, right? Like, I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well, too. I can't complain, man. Don't get to visit here as often as you'd like. Well, I'm here. What is this, Forge? What am I looking at? Let's see. Oh yeah. Yep. See, there's a little pneumatic valve.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, S-Man, 45-month resub. How's it going, fellow flying building enthusiasts? It's going good, man. How are you? If Starship was built in New Zealand, it would be the second tallest building. Jeez, man. So that's SN-20's depressurization vent, and that's SN-15's. It looks like they put the valve on the inside of the ship instead of the outside. Yeah, the pneumatic system is inside of the tank. And it looks like they changed the bracket on it, too. See, there's the butterfly valve. You can see it right there. And that thing basically just pivots. A subcontractor... Oh... Really? A subcontractor for SpaceX leaked a bunch of pictures on Twitter, including the Starship axial support hold downs for Super Heavy. Great. Yeah, someone's gonna get in trouble for that. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, no. Well. Yeah, this isn't... Ark, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably okay. There's no measurements here. It's just a picture. It's just a blueprint drawing of it with no measurements. It's just like a CAD render of it, but there's a bunch of people's names on there that did the analysis and stuff. Analysis, the drawing, the manufacturing, you know. That's not the worst thing. So this person clearly knew, like, not to show the drawings, but you could still see some of the drawings in the background. It's just, I'm not showing this, guys. Sorry, I'm not doing that. Actually, Art, the second picture is not bad. The second picture's fine, but also it's not your place to post this stuff. It's cool. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, you don't. Scrubbed contractor. That's pretty rad, man. It's some chunky freaking steel. And, alright, you see the jig that they made it on? That's a hell of a jig. It's cool. That's some serious metal fabrication. I would love to show it, but I'm not going to. I really try to not do that. The drawing is probably... I mean, people are proud of it, Ark. Like, proud of their work. They want to show it off. Yeah, no, yeah, we're not showing that. When you put out photos that you shouldn't, you usually get a personal phone call. Yeah, Devlin, I'm not showing that. I'm not showing that because, like, look, I try not, dude, I've even, like, chose not to show pictures that the Air Force posted. Devlin, one time the Air Force posted pictures of Merlin's pintle injector, and I'm like, what are you doing? What is wrong with you? Like, are you stupid? Like, some social media person for the freaking Air Force just posted a picture looking up the business end of the Merlin, and I'm like, okay. I chose not to show it. I'm like, I'm not showing that. Merlin injectors, Casper, the injector plate is very, very, very protected under arms proliferation laws. Yeah, you don't show pictures of that. And I do it out of respect, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I can show you the picture right now. But I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I know what that means. God, what is wrong? What are you doing? Oh my God, dude, that's a real good way to get people to show up at your house. Oh my goodness. On this note, whatever happened to that ULA pack you made years ago? It got stuck in development hell because ULA wanted to use all the company's actual names for all the rocket parts. So, yeah, it got stuck in development hell. Yeah, that person, yeah, probably not doing too well right now. Shit, why are these people posting this stuff? Oh my goodness, dude, you don't... This isn't a freaking... It's interesting. You know what's crazy to me, guys? Like, on top of like ITAR, there's also intellectual property theft, and you know, being in Texas, a lot of trade skills in Texas, you know, plays to Texas's huge industrial base, and Texas has a huge industrial base because of oil and stuff, right? The crazy thing is that if you show people like pictures of the drilling rig or something, you'll get fired real fast. Show pictures of the plumbing. How they pump oil around, you get fired real quick. Yeah, the oil industry really likes to protect the IP when it comes to how they drill and stuff. Like really likes to do that. Like, don't screw with them. Rockets are the same way. Like, you'd think these folks would know this, but yeah, Motorkid, that guy's... Blame the Wario guy in the background for the leak. He's a plumber! Yep. Hey, Louie, what's going on? Like, yeah, dude, you just don't do that stuff. And, like, I'm not going to do it out of respect, man. I have permission from SpaceX to, like, restream their stuff, and I'm probably one of the only people that ever asked for it. Everybody else is just, yeah, let's just restream it, right? Like, I'm not trying to ruin that relationship. The hell with that. No way. Yeah, that's really stupid. But hey, it is what it is. Moron's gonna moron, dude. What are you gonna do? Yeah, W, that's probably not gonna happen, but, I mean, that guy probably will get questioned, dude. You can't do that stuff in this day and age, man. Especially with, you know, rogue states out there. Not rogue states, but other states out there that are really out for stealing intellectual property and have no respect for copyright law. Like, you really want to protect IP. That's part of the reason why I do it. Why I don't show this stuff here. You know, but yeah, we call those rogue states. Yeah, good, whatever. Oh, hi, Delta 2. What's that, T-Man? Is that the picture from... yeah. She's a beast. I looked at that picture. We saw that picture yesterday. Cool. I remember the days of our facilities having no camera signs everywhere. I gave up on that once smartphones came about, but the NDAs and IP, intellectual property policies, are super clear. Yeah, Tape. I mean, once again, see, here's the thing, dudes. I was talking about this with a dude that was watching the stream that worked for Relativity, right? I was talking with him yesterday. And anybody that works in the industry, you know this is true. The aerospace industry is gigantic. It's huge. But for some strange freaking reason, everyone knows everyone. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. I've never worked in an industry like this. Not that I really work in it, but, you know, as an observer, I talk to a lot of people that do work in it. Everybody knows everyone. It's the strangest thing. Like, I've had guys come in here that work for, like, I'll just make it up. I've had guys come in here that, like, work for Boeing, right? And another guy that works for Lockheed. And the guy's like, hey, wait a minute. Your name's familiar. Where did you work here? And they're like, dude. And, like, two people like that work together at the same job. It's the strangest freaking thing. I mean, shoot, I worked with radios for the USMC. They didn't even have pictures of them in the PowerPoints that taught me how to use them. yeah, that's been, yep. Does that country begin with a C and end with an A? Cambodia? No. See what I did there? That's the golf course industry, being a superintendent. Yeah, golf is the same way, Joth. That's strange, too. Sirius is like, oh. Colombia? Cuba? Yeah, we gotta watch out for those dang Colombians. Canada? Okay, maybe them. That's what we're talking about, right? Anyway, let's keep going. Yeah, let's see. There's the Liber 11,000. That thing moved 3 onto there. It's kind of funny because you can still kind of see where the Falcon 9 pad was supposed to go. Falcon 9's HIF was supposed to go right here. Like, you can see the outline. And then there was supposed to be a crawler way basically right to here, where the Falcon 9's launch pad was supposed to be. Just a little quick history lesson on Boca Chica. Boca Chica was supposed to alleviate Falcon 9 launches because SpaceX thought there would be a bottleneck at the Cape. But, yeah, that turned out not to be a thing, and Starship ended up finding its home here instead. Hong Kong ain't got nothing on you. Yeah, right. Oh, you hoses are onto us, eh? Oh, yeah, you're dang right, you cheeky, breaky guy. Why don't you go up there and, go fight a polar bear or something? You freaking weirdo. Yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty freaking cool. I'm not your buddy, pal. I'm not your pal, friend. I'm not your friend, buddy. We're not your buddies, guy. I'm not your friend, buddy. All right, anyway, here's the video. Whoop. You can't trust them. They're over there doing their weird thing. Nobody knows what they're doing up there. What are they doing up there? Nobody knows what they're doing. It's weird. Yes, Russian Canadian. There's no people of Russian descent in Canada, Tars. Goddamn racist. Go insult a moose. There you go. What is this giant cylinder I see? It's a a prototype Super Heavy booster. First stage for Starship Super. Prototype. It's a gigantic beer keg. Sure. There you go. So look, they made an adapter there. The thing that says that's rusty and says number 3. They made an adapter that adapts Starship's hold downs to Super Heavy's hold downs, which is interesting. Just got home from an air show. That was both Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds. It was awesome. You'll be there tomorrow. That's cool, 12. Hell yeah. A prototype grain silo. Space grain silo. I still couldn't figure out what those tubes were for. And then we have holders for COPVs there, which is alright. Pringles silo? Pringles silo. Pringles silo? Yo, bro, we heard you like adapters. Vents for Raptors? Yeah, but... Burb. But... how many of them are there? I think there's 8. And before they disconnect the extra mount, it's on using the hold downs on pad A and it takes off. Oh, jeez. Oh God, please don't exhibit the silos. We're not putting a fish tank in it, man. Jesus. It's crazy. See, so that's the hot gas thrusters. So what this thing is basically going to do is it's going to take gas coming from the engines using autogenous pressurization and use it for RCS. That makes it so you don't need to keep filling it up with nitrogen every time. Running the engines will create pressurized gas, which will make the hot gas thrusters go. And then these flanges right here, this flange with the hole in it, that's clearly for the grid fins. But it's important to... An interesting thing, and plenty of people have pointed this out. An interesting thing is that instead of the grid fins being kind of like this, like a 90 degrees from each other, the grid fins are like that, like an X-wing almost, which is very interesting. And also another thing to note is that the the hot gas thrusters are pushing right into where the grid fin should be. Something that Falcon 9 doesn't do. The RCS is below the grid fins. So it looks like this thing's going to outgas into the grid fin, which is a little weird. World's largest ballpoint pen. Nice. X is in fact going to give it to you. Yes. So I looked up Boca Chica because I thought it sounded similar to a place in the Florida Keys. Went over to the Florida Keys to find it on Google Maps and found a structure of roads and canals. Turns out I found the Turkey Point nuclear power plant. Oh, cool, Jack. There you go. Composite overwrap pressure vessel, COPV. So picture like a scuba tank, like the scuba tank that you'd put on your back. Okay. And then wrap that in carbon fiber so the tank can withstand very, 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 very high pressure. COPVs are a good way to store a lot of gas in a very small area. There are COPVs attached to the bottom of this thing. You see, there's 2 bottles right there. See them? Yeah, that's a composite overwrap pressure vessel. You would use these in rocketry to... so like SpaceX with their RCS on Falcon 9. They fill these things up with nitrogen. And Falcon 9, when it's up in space and you see the... it's moving around, right? Using cold nitrogen. That's what they store that stuff in, because you can store a lot of gas in a very small area. There's also helium tanks on Falcon 9 that use COPVs. There's a bunch of things. You use them for a bunch of things in rocketry because volume is at a premium on a rocket. You need a lot of the volume to put fuel in engines. You know what I mean? Also, burb. There's a Twitter that shows the business end of Falcon 9 with all the injectors and analyzes how they're placed. Yeah. Booster 4 will look different than this prototype. I'm wondering if they will push all of these things hanging out. Is it going to be like that on BN4? I'm not sure. I watch. Yeah, just like I said, it's probably gonna be a little bit different than this. Like, once again, you wouldn't have your hot gas thruster firing right into where your grid fin is mounted. The hot gas thruster is in fact putting out hot gas, and your grid fin is getting hot enough. I'm pretty sure you don't need additional heat into it, but that's just personal opinion, I guess. There's also these things. See this thing right here? The thing that is quite literally lifting this thing up. So, okay, in the past, right? In the past, you had typically a circular bracket right here. There was a circular bracket that was attached to the hooks on the crane, right? And then it was attached, the circular piece, there was a ring up here that was attached 6 times, right? This thing is using a little bit of a different hoist mechanism. Check it out. It's using a hoist mechanism, so it's a big I-beam with places to attach cable to the hooks on the crane, right? And then that bracket has hooks in here. See that? And it looks like this thing, this thing that's latching onto that, which is latching onto this, which is holding the booster up, it looks like these things pivot. They move like this, or relative to the picture, they move out like that hook. It's just a straight I-beam. The lift mechanism is simpler. Now, don't get me wrong, could be reading too much into it, you know, but that's, again, it's what I get paid to do. I'm wondering if this is something, this gives us a hint for the catch mechanism. With Starship, the inner stage goes with the upper stage. There's not a lot of room to put the grid fin in RCS like on Falcon 9. Yeah, that's a good point. But the thrusters, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But check that out. I think we might be looking at something, some type of latching mechanism for the to catch the booster. Because maybe SpaceX lifted this thing with this to do a load test to make sure that this thing would work. Who knows? I'm just so excited that this is happening soon. Testing BN3 and launching on BN4. So crazy. Now my friends are all your friends are all impressed, I watch, and I've been telling them the same stuff. They just couldn't think of what I was trying to explain until they saw BN3 rolling out. Yeah, sometimes you gotta show the right picture, right? But yeah, see, this hook piece right here has an axle, or not an axle, a dowel, I guess is the right way to say that. And there's this piece down here, which clearly looks like it's supposed to slot into something. I don't know. I think you might be seeing a prototype version of the catching mechanism there, but that's, you know, could be overanalyzing it. But I noticed that the lift mechanism for this is way, 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 way simpler than anything we've seen before. O'Dowell rules. Thanks a lot, O'Dowell. Nice meeting you. Turks. Lots of Turks. Jeez. You know there's going to be another one of those, right? SpaceX is going to build 2 pads. There's going to be another one over here. Unbelievable. What are your thoughts of them having that Dodge Ram right there? I don't mind Dodges, Clint. Truth be told, I really don't mind Chevys. I just like giving Chevy owners crap. Hey, Savvy, welcome back, dude. I think so, I watch. There's got to be some kind of crane. That guy's a firefighter, I think. It's probably not. Booster forward section and ship. Oh, Clint, you love it. You love it. Don't lie. Watch it, you. Yeah, sorry. It's not my fault you drive junk. See how mad they get, Clint? It's funny as hell. So, okay, we have another prototype top segment right here, independent of the one that's sitting over on the pad. This looks to be all exactly the same, but they did take, this doesn't have the gas thrusters on there. But that freaking, the dowel and that mounting bracket is different this time around. See it? It's different than the other one. What do you think of the C8 Corvette? I think it's cool. I was standing next to one the other day. I watched it. It was really, really freaking cool. What about Kia? What about Kia? This isn't about Kia. We don't think about Kia here, okay? Kia's like, I pity you. And EJ goes, I don't think about you at all. Speaking of cars, have you seen this? Fast 9 vehicle roster includes a mid-engine Dodge Charger for Dom. Great, so they can ruin more B-bodies. Lovely. Yeah, let's just ruin more Dodge Chargers. Okay. Great. It's not like those are becoming rare, 70 Chargers. It's not like those are becoming rare at all. Kia doesn't even make trucks, Raven Guard. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. He lives life one charger at a time. So that's the cryo shell right there. Oh, guy's just finishing a weld right there. And they're welding it from the inside. See that? The guy's grinding back the outside of the weld. Probably, what that guy with the grinder right there is, okay, did he just, oh, I thought he was going to take the grinder to his foot. So, okay, I can speak to what's going on here. So this guy's welding the cryo shell, but he's welding it, this weld is not back purged. You're not back purging stainless steel right here. So if you don't back purge stainless steel, it's going to crystallize on the opposite side. You're going to pen through. The weld's going to go completely through. It's going to come out the other side, right? And it'll crystallize because there's impurities in the weld. So what this guy's doing is he's grinding off all the crap that's going to make it rust. Because there could be impurities there, like salt. Hot grinding action in your area. I thought he was going to hot grind his boot for a second because he went like this, and then he took the grinder for a second and he said, wait, no, all right. Like, watch. He's like, oh, man, I got an itch. See, he put the grinder to it. I'm like, no, guy, don't do it. Stop. Your foot has so much to live for. This is a booster transport mount. You can tell it's a booster transport mount because of the way it is. That's pretty neat. No, that they use this rig here with the SPMTs to move booster 3 to the pad. I want that SPMT. I have no use for it, but I want it. Yeah, see? Thomas, I know what you mean. See? You get it. Dude. If I had the space, would I buy like 6 more pickup trucks? Yeah. Do I have any need for it? No. Do I want it? Yeah. And it's not out of some weird, like, oh, I have to have the next greatest thing. No, I like the old stuff. Because I like the old stuff. The old stuff's cool. I find it fun and interesting to work on. Chevy, ain't got nothing on 999 Suzuki Grand Vitara. I like turtles. Turtles are cool. Can we just put a Raptor engine on an SPMT and fly it into space? I mean, Starship could probably move those SPMTs into space, T-Man. Does that help? How many smaller maintenance tasks like grinding, like that grinding are saved when SpaceX does rocket construction like this versus something like SLS? Also, how much time does it save? You're welding different material, Arsenal. It's hard to compare. Welding aluminum and welding stainless steel are 2 different things. And don't get me wrong, they're still welding. That would be like comparing miles to kilometers, or miles an hour to kilometers an hour. Oh, 100 miles an hour and 100 kilometers an hour. You know, which one is faster? It's like, well, it's not. It's a little more complicated than that, dude. Aluminum, you have to be very careful, and you have to weld it a certain way. You can tip or TIG weld stainless steel, and it's okay. You could stir weld stainless steel too if you really wanted to, but I think with SpaceX, because of their rapid prototyping, they're not as worried about it. Starship is supposed to be good enough, you know? There's more steel rings coming in. They don't even have all the glass installed on that thing. GSE Tank 3 and HLS mock-up nose cone. I wonder what the heck's inside of that thing. I see the Navy pulled the plug on their railgun program. I didn't know that, Caviar. That kind of sucks. There is a lot of nose cones in there. Oh, nice truck. Very nice. Oh, no. Oh, bros. Right there. No, no. Oh, yeah. F-150 short bed. Very nice. I like that. I like that truck. That's a nice truck. I like that. This is a nice truck right there. It's very nice. Sorry, okay?
Go at throttle up.
I've seen these before. I haven't seen that before, okay? Jeez. Shady Face, 15-month resub. Forks! Forklifts. Who would like a piece of junk? RB, don't be mad because Ford's been the best-selling truck in America for the last like 40 years. I don't see anybody saying, you know, oh, I don't see anybody liking the Chevys from the 90s like that one. Like, oh, I love my 99 GMC Sierra, right? Nope. You know why? Because it was a piece of junk. Okay? Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's very unbecoming. Ooh, gimbals. Yo, look at that. Gimbals. Square bodies are dope, Forlorn. Actually, the Ford square bodies from the 90s are great. The Chevy square bodies from the 80s are even better. And yes, that's coming from me. I like those trucks. Those are nice trucks. You know, see, Savvy, you buy a truck and you'll see what I'm talking about. Trucks are weird. It's a rabbit hole. You will buy one and you'll be like, God damn, I love this thing. It's so goddamn useful. Oh. So these look like gimbals for the load simulator here. They had probably a hydraulic jack push up on this to simulate load from 8 Raptors. Really cool though. We don't talk about that, Brim. Mistakes were made. Those are all gimbals. Those are the top of the Raptor engines, Blueland, or at least the mount for the Raptor engines. It's a U-joint. That's what a gimbal looks like. All these they're straight up gimbals. That's what they're called. So here, I can show you. Let me show you. So if we have a Raptor, right? You have your Raptor engine here. Keep in mind this is an older model at this point. These things are this up here. So what does this do? All right, so watch. See what I'm talking about? So this allows the engine to move this way, but also this way. This is how an engine gimbal works. You would have thrust vector actuators, so hydraulics that could push it this way, or that way, or both of that way at the same time. It's a no, said, but it checks out. Was about to clear it. Yeah, I knocked over my other keyboard. Everything fine? Everything okay? I didn't lose anything, did I? No. Alright, nothing of value was lost. I knocked over my keyboard and it locked out my streaming rig. Did you find that on Thingiverse? I think so. I Thingiverse so? What, you say something? No. Did you? So that's what those are. So these things were probably plugged in. The load simulator, when BN 2.1 was doing tests, they probably plugged this into the load simulator. It's still cool. I mean, these things got to be really frigging strong, man. I mean, it takes the thrust from the Raptor and transfers load from the actual combustion chamber up to here. They're ball joints, right? No, not a ball joint. A ball joint does something similar, T-Man, but it's a different mechanical thing. Gimbals are different than ball joints, but they both do the same thing. They both allow for a certain degree of movement in, turning movement in multiple directions. Is that machined? Yeah, that gimbal piece looks to be billet right there, judging by the milling marks. I think. Could have been cast that way, but it's a weird mark for a casting. It's pretty rad, Bram. That thing is... Even those gimbal pieces are chunky. What the hell is this thing? I don't know. I'm just gonna... It's the Dingle Bops, alright? They're just welding a bunch of Dingle Bops together, okay? I still can't figure that one out. I don't know what that is. There are 9 hydraulic jacks, each capable of 300 tons, so great to simulate Raptors. There you go. It's probably cast then machine. Could be. Crews work near the base of SN-15. Oh, predominant look at the forklift, mate. Oh, that's a Yoder. Little old Yoder. Ooh, pneumatic. Pneumatic. It's good stuff. Predominant. You know what's cool about forklifts? They have a symbiotic relationship with pickup trucks. You can take your forklift, and you could have a pickup truck with a trailer. You drive the forklift on. Now you have a pickup truck, a trailer, and a forklift. See what I'm saying? It's pretty dope. Wow, manual starship controls. Is this Stationeers now, or what are those Dingle Bops doing? There's the load jacks right there. See them over there on the left? The things that are covered in garbage bags. Those are the hydraulic jacks. They connect into the gimbal. There's some hard forklift action right there. That over here, all this stuff, that's very visually appealing, very easy on the eyes. This is for making rocket fuel. SpaceX is going to make the rocket fuel not in the same place as the launch pad, but pretty close. Covered in Chevy bags. No, Blue Origin bag. Oh, you meanie. It's just a guy, a truck. See? Truck trailer, see? Oxygen and oxygen accessories. They cheat of they cheat of the pickup with flatbed. Yes, yeah, sure. Why use more words when few do trick? So this was early yesterday before they lifted the 7th segment. Oh, those guys are going in the maintenance hatch. That is the access hatch for the methane tank. It's just guys inside. Yeah, Clive, she's a beast, dude. 220 feet. It's crazy. It's crazy how big it is. Huh. Yeah, guys on hamster wheels, Jason. That's how it moves. Like, what kind of joints are we talking about for gimbals on rocket engines? Gimbals. Dude, for the second time. Gimbals. That's the joint. The joint is a gimbal. That's what it's called. Yeah, I know, Ga. I know. Monkafod. Yeah, right. That's the electrical house. Those are the heat exchangers. They're not done. They're getting there, though. Look at all these trucks. Great. Yeah, Crafter. Yeah, don't look down. This is ridiculous. Where's the battery on Super Heavy? I would guess up top. GSD-4 forward section hooked to the crane. Huh. Huh. Nice, Go. There you go. GSC-4 forward tank section moved to the scrapyard. Yeah, Thomas, I don't know. I don't know why they would do that. That's very strange. Yeah, I don't get it. Really, Crafter? Crazy. There's the launch table right there. Bird. Failed QC. Yeah. Vex. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, maybe they screwed up. SPMTs. Yes, the guy sitting on top on a cooler is driving it. See, but GFC4 was already well into stacking operations. Maybe they, yeah, maybe they found a defect to it. I don't know. Bro. Ride stables? Yeah. They look, these Kerbal chairs are way more comfy. That one on the left flew. Just saying. Can I just... That one on the left flew. All right. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Steven. Yeah, right. I can't believe that, man. I mean, look at that. That one. What was the altitude? It flew to 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers up, right? That's. Hey, Ewok. Happy birthday. Radio telescope faces extremely concerning threat from satellite constellations. The square kilometer. Multi-billion-dollar radio telescope is moving into its construction phase while still working to raise funding and dealing with satellite mega constellations whose interference changed the game for their plans. Oof. I gotta read more about that. I don't think 16 will fly. Elon said on Twitter they might do a test with it. But yeah, T-Man, see what Jason is saying. Yeah. Differences. Hey, Godsar, what's up? Well, yeah, we knew that they were going in all orbital since they said that, Brainiac, right? I think that after the orbital test... So, I said it once, I'll say it again. After 15 landed, SpaceX found something that has to do with the thermal protection systems that they need validated, and the only way to do it was to re-enter one of these things. Something that the computers couldn't simulate, and they couldn't simulate anywhere else. There's not very many places where you can simulate re-entry heating. There are wind tunnels that simulate hypersonic re-entry out there. But SpaceX decided to move to SN20, fly SN20, and test its thermal protection system. So 20 most likely will have a lot of tiles on it. It'll have a real Starship heat shield on it, not just sections like 16 and 15 right here. But from what I understand, and obviously it'll have the vacuum Raptor mounts too. But other than that, it should look similar to this, just with a fully upgraded thermal protection system. Now, once again, this feeds into a theory that I kind of have about how you go about designing reusable spacecraft. Any reusable spacecraft out there, any one of them, Dream Chaser, X-37, X-33, Space Shuttle. Every time, what's like one of the first tests you see with these vehicles when they go to do it? Landing. When you develop it, landing and freaking flight, right? So they do drop tests, or they yeet the space shuttle off the back of a 747 like they did in the late 70s, right? So you design backwards, right? Because you don't like build the first stage first and then fly it up into space and then hope your heat shield works when you come back down, right? You would, and okay, your heat shield works. How do you know if it's going to land? So when you're building reusable spacecraft, you start at the end of the mission and you work your way back. Now, with that being said, what has SpaceX tested up until this point? Well, they tested hovering with Raptors, they tested hovering with multiple Raptors, and then they tested the landing multiple times. 15 landed, so that tells me that SpaceX is confident in the landing systems. I would have liked to seen them do it more times. Test 16 because, yeah, do it, but they decided not to do that. So what's the next step? The next step is to test re-entry, and it very much seems like SpaceX ran into there's no facility in the world where we can get accurate results testing the re-entry of something that's the size of, a freaking, a 15-story building. And now there is aerodynamics do scale, hypersonics do scale. There are formulas to do it, so you can use a subscale demonstrator. But I think Elon just decided, screw it, let's shoot one off into space and see what happens. So that's why they went all in on building the pad, because they need a test. They need a re-entry test. And since SpaceX is trying to adopt a style of rocket production that's mass production, right? They're trying to mass produce starships. It makes sense, rather than trying to find a wind tunnel and trying to do all the calculations out. You work with some basic simulations. Well, not basic. You work with some simulations and then send one. See what happens. So I think that the next thing that they really need to figure out before they move with any further iterations of Starship is get that thermal protection system figured out. And I mean, what they're doing with orbital launching and trying to shoot a Starship off into space and then re-entering it and landing it out in the ocean in the Pacific testing range makes perfect sense. That kind of fits to what I'm trying to say. Is Elon making the decisions? He is the chief engineer, Forlorn. Yep. Elon ain't the president of SpaceX. Gwen is. But I don't understand why go through the effort of making one, then just scrapping it. At this point, just YOLO it. Yeah, Switch, yeah, that's what I don't understand. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I don't know. Maybe the reason they're most likely is they wanted to work on the orbital pad and not just keep screwing around with the suborbital pads, because when you're doing test launches, you have to get everybody away, means less time to work on the real pad. That's my guess. But, you know, who knows? Elon does make the decisions, Brainiac. On any engineering or flight testing or anything like that, it's up to him. He is the chief engineer of that company. You're right. I know. I've talked to a bunch of people. He makes the decisions. It's not like, you know, a board of directors or something is like, oh, well, the board thinks that it's better to test SN16. Nope, that's not how that works. Last time they said just send it with SN11, promptly exploded due to a hard start and wasn't even expected to land in the first place. They got it, Thomas, they did it to get it off the pad. I'm 100% sure. Starship's design had changed so much by the time SN11 reached the pad, they just sent it and they said, screw it, 15's going to be the one to land. I'm 100% sure. They sent it to get it out of the way. Let's see, what else do we got? But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on, dudes. I'm guessing... You're guessing a future heat shield would be some kind of magnetic shield to push the plasma away. I mean, .com, that could work. You'd need a lot of energy to generate that kind of magnetic field to move the plasma in a certain direction, but yeah, it could do it. I just don't think the amount of energy needed. Oh, jeez, excuse me. Like, maybe down, like, way down the road, yeah, it's possible. I don't think we can generate enough power on a spacecraft flying to be able to make that kind of magnetic field. But hell, man, if we could, yeah, sure. Also, if we could do that, you know what would be really good? Having a spacecraft's magnetic field catch the radiation. So when you're going into deep space, you're going to get hit with galactic cosmic rays, solar ionic radiation. If your ship has a big magnetic field around it, well, you don't need to worry about that. It'll work just like Earth's magnetic field and shield you, which is pretty cool. There's a protest going on in St. Louis that says birds aren't real. Oh no! Anyway. I don't have anything to say, I'll be honest with you. I don't need to weigh in on this one. Nope. Triangle bird is real. Yeah, you know. You're expecting me to weigh in on it and say something. Yeah, I have nothing to say. I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm finding more and more nowadays that that's probably the right thing to do. It's like, oh, did you hear about this thing that happened? No. Oh man, something did this. Okay. Yeah, what do you think about that? I don't. Nah, I'm good. I'll just be over here. I'll just be over here. I'm just gonna sit this one out. How do you guys? I know the birds aren't real meme, Arsenal. I say it on stream for fun sometimes. Yep, nice drone right there. I literally did that this stream. You were here. Where were you? What were you doing? No, I'm just kidding. No, Hellfish, smiling and nod is validation. I'm just gonna sit here and just... You prefer the slow blink? Oh, like the meme, like the guy, like the... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is anything real? Oh, we're still streaming. That's right. Cool. Always better to keep yourself in those situations. Easy to alienate half an audience by saying what you think. I never weigh in on political rhetoric, Beard. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't do that. I'll only weigh in on space because that's what I know. I try to shut the hell up when I encounter something or somebody asks me to weigh in on something that I know nothing about. You know? The only real things are created by the Unreal Engine. Yeah, Envy, I just noticed that, dude. Yeah, if people like to weigh in on stuff and... You know what showed me that? Reading what people think about spaceflight on Twitter, and it's alarming. The vast majority of people... And I get it, it's on Twitter, I get it. That probably shouldn't be my data set. But I do see it in real life as well. And sometimes here, but that's because people come here to learn, so I'm teach them. But if the kind of stuff that you hear on space Twitter is any indication of like how much the average person knows about the space program, man, there's a lot of stuff on Twitter where people weigh in on things and they literally have no clue what they're talking about. If space Twitter is any indication, because I know about space flight, right? I know it. I know it pretty damn well. Better than most, I would say, at this point. Like, better than the average person. I don't think I would know it better than an engineer, you know what I mean? But that's not my job. My job is to take what the engineers say and bring it to the customers. I have people skills. No. Love that movie. Wow. If space Twitter is any indication of how quickly someone's going to weigh in on a subject when they literally have no idea what they're talking about, but they think they do, oh, God, geez. That's what I mean about taking Twitter with a grain of salt, because a lot of these people are willing to weigh in on things that they don't understand. You know? So, I don't know. I'm a client. Now, you know it better than most of the engineers that I graduated with? Thanks, man. Yeah, Smirks. Dude, these Smirks, it's not, dude, it's so bad, man. And I'm not going to name names. It's not even worth it. But, dude, it's not, they didn't even do a Google search. They just think they know. They just think that they know. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Look at this. I got a mustache. I'm an expert. Oh, there you go, Prominent. Cool. I mean, Switch, but how many people... The real question to that, if we want to talk psychology for a second, is how many people here have Twitter define their reality or influence their reality? Like, how many people are buried in their phones nowadays? How many people, even through the pandemic, Twitter became the freaking reality, or Facebook or something? Like, that's a scary thought, man. You know, that's the kind of stuff I think about, and That's why I'm just like, it's... I'll weigh in on stuff that I understand and I know. Anything else, yeah. Alright. Bird app bad. Yeah, I mean, Steven, I'm on Twitter because it's a great place to find space news from people that know what they're talking about. Like Tori Bruno, for instance. That's a treasure trove of information on how rockets are engineered. His Twitter account's great. Love listening to him talk. It's fantastic. Even Elon too. Just straight up, I don't like airplanes on Kerbal anymore. Why don't Tin Can just use one of mine? Go on Kerbal X and just use one of mine. Yeah, stay away from the rest of Twitter. I mean, Steven, I'll admit, sometimes I go and I read it. But it's... Like I said, if the eagerness to weigh in on something that people know nothing about, if space Twitter is indicative of that, then holy crap, dude. How do I know that these people that are weighing in on, like, political science, for instance, know what they're talking about? Like, how do I know? You don't know. Sometimes I read it just to remind myself where the bottom is. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, Ken, no, I do. It's pretty good entertainment. It's pretty good popcorn, you know what I mean? Get the popcorn out. It's because their bio says so. Yeah, it's just, Hired, it's interesting, I guess, from a sociological standpoint. But yeah, I mean, another thing to take into account is there was a study done. 90% of studies are made up on the spot. No, some guy actually posted this on Twitter about engagement on Twitter, and it turns out that 97% of people that use Twitter don't say anything, which means that 3% of the total users on Twitter are the ones that post stuff. That's a very, very big vocal minority. A very big vocal. That's ridiculous. It applies to everything, EJ. You don't get taught critical thinking and checking references anymore. Yeah, Smirks, that's something I try to show people. I mean, I don't know. Is it effective? You tell me. Lurkers unite. The only Twitter I read is on your stream. That's probably for the better, Neo. Elon is 1% of the 3%. Savage. Yeah, Vex, there you go. Straight up. Anyway, that's it for space news. Let's go. What should we work on? I don't know, guys. We should probably... How's the pad? Still a bit stiff. Wait, what? No, that's something else. Yeah, I think, honestly, reverting is probably a good idea, but I don't